It's fast, it's scalable, it's compliant, it has zero gas fees. We are talking about XPR Network, ladies and gentlemen. And in this video, I'm going to do a deep dive into exactly what XPR Network is and how this blockchain could be a lucrative investment for you in the future. If that sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned for the entire video. And why not go ahead and smash that like, hit the subscribe, and go ahead and ring that notification bell so you can be notified when more interesting hot videos come out like this. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, first off, as always, let's jump right into the total cryptocurrency market cap. We're looking at $2.26 trillion. The greed and fear index sitting at 56 points at a neutral position. That's great. We don't want it in the green. We want it in the red for buying purposes. But once it gets into the green, it's no longer buying and it is time to sell. BTC sitting at 64,000. XRP sitting at 60 cents. And let's go ahead and jump into XPR. XPR Network sitting at 0.000928. What a lovely price. It's about to drop one of those zeros at any time. Today, it looks like it's been on a pump. It came from 0.00893 to 0.00093. It looks like it's moving on up with the entirety of the market right now, which is a beautiful thing to see. On the overall chart, we have this guy sitting in the depths of hell. As you can see, it has been down since inception, and it has been down for the remainder or the entirety of basically its whole lifespan. And I think that this guy is waiting to explode at any point in time. And this is the kind of chart you actually want to invest in. You don't want to invest in guys that have already ran through the roof, but you want to invest in guys that have great tokenomics and that have the potential of doing well in this next upcoming bull run. And as you can see, in the previous bull run in 2021, this thing did pump up to about 4 cents. So sitting at where it's at right now, that is a huge exponential gain if it even goes back to 4 cents. But we know that this thing or anything can do way more multiples than its all-time highs from previous bull runs going into new bull runs. Now, going into the meat and potatoes, what is XPR Network? XPR Network is a blockchain for everyone. Powerful, compliant, instant transactions at usernames, zero gas fees, and on-chain identity, which is basically what also makes it compliant, because people want to know who you are. Or should I say, the people or the man wants to know who you are when you're making transactions, when you're buying tokens and doing things on the blockchain. And the people who are telling you not to KYC are the same people telling you to pay your taxes. And that's the only thing I have to say about that. Jumping right into XPR Network, we're going to look into the white paper. We're going to skim through the white paper, and we are going to dive into everything that this network has to offer. In this white paper, we introduce the XPR Network, a fast, scalable, layer 1 blockchain that can run decentralized application and make free, instantaneous payments. At its core, XPR Network is designed to communicate with banks, payment processors, and traditional fiat gateways through XPR signing request. Additionally, XPR Networks makes use of decentralized identity through human readable names, NFT, token wrapping, and decentralized stablecoin index XMD, DeFi lending, trading, and governance. So this thing has a lot to offer. XPR Network is a layer 1 blockchain and a smart contract platform designed for both consumers and enterprise, built on delegated proof of stake forked from EOSIO. Now, being that it is for consumers and enterprise, I'm going to touch on this a little bit later. XPR Network was created to bridge the gap between traditional finance, TradeFi, and decentralized finance, DeFi, creating a way for blockchain to communicate directly with the fiat payment messaging layer. Furthermore, XPR Network was designed in such a way that banks and fintechs can pay for resource fees while simultaneously having the capability to apply for resource grants from the XPR Network consortium through the worker proposal system for resource grants for wallet services. Okay. Now, continuing on, XPR is fully decentralized. Of course, we're going to talk about exactly what XPR can do. XPR can do 4,000 transactions per second and even faster than that because it can scale through its subnets. So next up, we're going to look at the XPR Network Tokenomics. Okay, XPR is a native currency for the XPR Network. Token name XPR Network, ticker XPR, consensus mechanism, delegated proof of stake. Total initial supply, we got 10 billion. Current supply can be tracked on the Explorer. Max supply is at a 4% inflationary rate right now, which isn't bad. The next thing we're going to look at is the deflationary aspect, because some would say, yeah, 10 billion is a lot of coins, but that's not a lot of coins considering how many people are on the planet. And it's not a lot of coins considering that this thing is deflationary and they have a deflationary mechanism set up. XPR Network, okay, offers a deflationary system when the businesses and developers buy into the resource programs. Those resources are burned. Every time an NFT is minted, 10% of the XPR is burned. Additionally, 0.1% of fees generated from the swap is burned. So they do have a mechanism set forth, and over months and years, okay, less and less XRP will be floating throughout XPR, will be floating throughout the network, which is huge. Utility. They have a lot of utility. This token has all the utility that any blockchain would promise and probably more, and it works, which is huge because a lot of blockchains talk about this, that, and the third and what they can do, and they do nothing. And it's all speculation. This blockchain actually works, and it works efficiently, and it works quite quickly, and I've used it, so I know from firsthand. So they have staking, of course. They have short and long staking, farming, NFTs, an NFT marketplace. They have a swap, okay? XPR Network swap, which is huge. They have an NFT marketplace. Yield farming is available, and they have a loan protocol. NFT Network Loan Protocol offers loans with 0 gas fees. And I don't understand why anyone would want to do DeFi on networks that have gas fees and increasingly gas fees when you can do DeFi on a network with 0 gas fees. That is very incentivizing, in my opinion. That is one of the biggest incentives of this network. Not only is it fast, scalable, reliable, and compliant, it has 0 gas fees. And like I said, compliance is what we want to see in the future, especially if you're an investor. You don't want these zero compliant blockchains because now you're going to have a problem. XPR Network has a DEX, and a DEX is different than a swap. I'm not going to get into what the difference is, but that is nice. So they have both the DEX and the swap. I would say they're very fully functional, but they are very limited due to the amount of tokens that are offered on them. But nevertheless, the functionality of the two is great. XPR Network has developed by Metallicus, and Metallicus, I guess you can say, is the Ripple to XRP. So when you think Metallicus, you think XPR. When you think XRP, you think Ripple. So there is a company behind the protocol, which is huge because you can stick a face to the name, and they're just not an anonymous group of people like the Bitcoin team who you don't know is behind really calling the shots. And they claim it to be decentralized, but when you have the majority of the chain being consensus, the chain consensus brought down to a small group of people, that, my friends, becomes undecentralized. But who am I? I'm no expert here. So, continuing on. One thing that I want to show you guys here in the news is that XPR Network is ISO 20022 compatible. And I said that briefly a little bit earlier, but here is the proof. It is on their website. And they are going to be one of the leading, I think, blockchains when it comes to cross-border payments and connecting fintech with DeFi, or should I say TradeFi with DeFi, and creating new fintech technologies. There's a lot more to this blockchain because XPR Network is actually a subchain in a group of 4 chains that comprise of the layer 0 blockchain, Metal blockchain. And Metal blockchain was created by Metallicus as well, and it is a layer 0. And I will do a deep dive on Metallicus, and I will do a deep dive on what exactly Metal blockchain is as well, because XPR Network is a part of the layer 0 Metal blockchain. It is a subnet. It is a side chain within the subnet. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick short video letting you know about XPR Network. Do your own research. This could be a great opportunity. Being that it is fully compliant makes it huge. And one thing I want to point out before I get out of the video is that before you use any of the instruments, any of the applications built on XPR Network, you can connect your wallet very easily here. As you can see, I'm connected. That is my wallet name. XPR Network, you have to be KYC'd. So before I even trade, I have to be KYC'd. Before I swap, I have to be KYC'd. Before you farm, you have to be KYC'd. And why is that important and why does that matter? It's because governments are going to want to see these chains, and they're going to want to see compliance. And if they have 0 compliance, guess what? That chain, they might be attacked by the SEC. That chain might be destroyed because they're not going to be allowed to continue when regulations are fully in effect. So you want to have compliant blockchains. You don't want to have these 0 compliant blockchains. Well, you do, well, that's a different story. But you want to be invested in blockchains that are efficiently working on and diligently working on being and staying compliant. With that being said, guys, not much more that I have to say in this video. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and why not go ahead and ring that notification bell so you'll know when I'll post up another one of these juicy videos on the blockchain that no one's really talking about. Have yourselves a good morning, night, afternoon, whatever it may be for you. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.
You can get rid of the scams of exchanges by decentralizing, and you can certainly get rid of the threat of government interference by decentralizing. Decentralized exchanges are coming, and when that happens, the crypto community will be totally free. You cannot regulate it, you can't make laws against it, you can't tell us what to do or what not to do.